Alright guys, welcome back. So after the last quick river Shoalie walkthrough, I got some people asking me if I wouldn't mind doing a larger, in-depth, going over every aspect of it. So today we have it set up exactly how I'm going to take it on the river. We're going to take it through each step and what I think is vital to being on the river. So we're going to start from the back, work our way front. Got ourselves an NK300, alright? I have it rigged up here on the back. I have it set shallow. Specifically for this event, we're going to be in water less than 3 foot 90% of the time. If we are in water longer than that and deeper than that, it's not going to be for very long. So NK300 on the back. The NK300, I have steel cable rigged to foot steering, and I also redesigned my lift arm pulley to make it a lot easier for me. That's one thing about the Shoalie is I have not found the perfect position for the lift cable yet. We're still working through, but right now it's as good as it's going to get. Moving a little bit forward, you notice I have nothing in the back, alright? When I go out on the river, I don't take a black pack, alright? I have my Shoalie, the motor, my GoPro, my PFD, a paddle, 2 or 3 rods. It's really that simple. I like to keep it as light as I can. Sometimes I may not even take the motor. Sometimes I do, but here we go. Nothing in the back. I do keep my tie downs there just in case. I will bring my black pack with me just in case I want to use it, or if someone else wants to use it, I have a way for them or myself to strap it down. Next up, we have my GoPro mount. We are using a boomstick powered by NEWPORT. Power goes up. What you guys are on right now would be up here to plug it in. What I also do on this boomstick is I have my LED light, my white light. All that is a pull tab, so you pull it, hit the button, it starts running. Over time, those batteries will go out, and over time, you know, you might get water inside that light. Very easy. They're about 10 bucks for a 3-pack. I just keep switching them out, or I also have on my other boats, I have the rechargeable ones. They're a little bit bigger, but I wanted to put something up there just so I'm legal, not necessarily going to use it all the time. But again, powered by the NEWPORT power bank. Great part about this, it has a carabiner on it. So what I do is I have a zip tie and I have a key ring on that pole. I'll just go ahead and clip this on, plug it in here to the bottom. I have a USB cord going all the way up to the GoPro. So I also keep this quad cable on there, guys. This quad cable is an absolute game changer and a lifesaver all in one. If I'm on the river like I will be, this gives me about 4.5 hours continuous recording. All right. If you break it up, you know, only record what you want or use your commands, it'll last you all day long. No issues whatsoever. If I am trying to get back to the ramp, back to somewhere where I can submit my photos, I take this quad cable off and I plug it in. And it doesn't matter what phone you have, guys. If you have old iPhone, gotcha. If you have older Android, gotcha. If you have USB-C anything, gotcha. Guys, this is portable power when you want it, where you want it. So that's why I power my devices on board with NEWPORT. Coming forward, going to start up top before I make it fall myself. Guys, this is all the plastics I bring. You know, we have a lot of just river stuff in there. I try to keep it down to one zip bag. That's all I need. That's all I want. There's no need to overcomplicate things. This is it. This is my other game changer. You guys can probably tell better on the back. So these 3 compartments down here, they are a third of the box. All right. And they are essentially half tall. So perfect place for frogs, perfect place for spinnerbaits, perfect place for more spinnerbaits, guys. Up top we got buzz baits, we got some lipless, choppos, poppers, and more kind of top watery kind of baits, walkers, big whopper ploppers, but this is all you need, guys. Keep it very, very simple. Get down to one box, one bag. Don't confuse yourself while you're out there on the water. You know what the fish are biting if you've done your research. You know it, stick to it. That's it. Obviously got the throttle, but the next thing that I want to hit on is probably the most important thing I've done to any kayak I have owned. Guys, that are kayak cushions. Down here we got the Ashigan, right? This is primarily a river event, so we're going to be chasing those smallmouth. We got to give ourselves that smallmouth juju. So we got the smallmouth scales or the smallmouth pattern. Then we got the Ashigan, which is the official brand of smallmouth, right? We got to free the fighter, right? Hopefully it'll bring me juju. On the bottom here, I really like the Bertha. I do the Bertha and I do the soft for the bottom. This keeps me on the water all day long, multiple days in a row. It really limits when I have to get up and stretch, or when I get out and I'm waiting or something. Sitting down here is like sitting in a recliner, guys. These things are awesome. Other than that, we got ourselves some ducket rods, ducket reels, and one of those good river smallmouth baits, guys. The way the water's shaping up, I really think it'll be a key player. And of course, I always protect my rods in the rod glove. When I'm traveling, guys, the truck will have kayak, these little green sportsman boxes, and then my rods just laid on top. These really do protect my rods, and they honestly give me a lot more life out of my rods. So, it's been pretty good so far. Not sure if you guys can see, but up here, this is where I have my pull cord for my motor. I want it just short enough that when the motor is completely down, all I have here is the blue handle. That makes it a lot easier. When I do pull it, I only have about this much rope that I have to deal with. I usually just weave it right here, and then I'll throw this bag right on top of it. Also moving forward, guys, we got our integrated catch board track, right? If you didn't know, the Shoalie comes with a place to keep your 26-inch catch boards. Metal, plastic, OG, newest, whatever, fits them, all right? I like to run, especially on rivers, I don't do the flip style ID holders anymore. A lot of times they can either not fit on your board properly and they end up falling off, or they don't allow your board to actually sit on the track. So I've been using, all this is an armband holder, armband ID holder. And guys, I just slide it right on the board. slide it right on the board, and you just move it exactly where you need to. Something that one of my buddies, Chris, he's been in the community quite a bit. Big Bass Chris Customs, all right, or Big Bass Chris upgrades, Big Bass Chris, right? That's where you get all this kind of stuff. He has developed catch board called tabs, all right? These aren't used for if you're catching a 16, an 18, a 20, right? When you get up, into those ranges, you know exactly what fish you need to upgrade. This is for those burner events where you're chasing hopefully 14 inchers and you're coming across a school of 13, 13 and a quarters, 13 and a half. What you can do, right, is mark your smallest fish, let's say 13 inches. Actually, let's say 16 inches is your second smallest, and 13 and a quarter is your smallest. So when you're in those wolf pack frenzies of small fish, cast your spinnerbait out there, catch one, all you're going to do is grab it, lay it down on the board. If it goes past 13, cool, we need a picture. If not, right back in the water. When I was at a recent event, Kayak Adventure Series, South Boston, I was on a lake, and the rain came through, turned the whole bite off. I found the fish schooling. But the issue was, it was Friday, and I needed a 14 incher, guys. I had like a 12, a 12 and a half, a 13, 13 and a quarter, like a 13 and 3/4. All I needed to know in that moment catching the fish, if it was a keeper or not. So with this being right in front of me in my track, I'd catch it, lay it right down on the board, and toss it back if it didn't go. If it was one I needed, cool. Put it on the board, take a picture, simply adjust the call indicator a little bit, and get back to fishing. These bites were also spread out throughout the day, so right when we got on the water at that 2-3 o'clock mark, I caught pretty much all my fish and didn't have a bite until like 7 p.m., which we had another hour. So when I'm on the water, I'm constantly thinking, what next, what next, what next, where's the fish at, why aren't they biting, do I need to make it, switch? And I'm just going through all my options, all my rods. One thing that goes quickly out of your mind is what your smallest fish is. And that's where these call identifiers or markers can help you significantly. Also, they just go along the top track of the board and the bottom, right? Doesn't interfere with anything. My local trail was cool enough. They liked the idea, they allowed me to use it, and it really hasn't been an issue for anything, because I've been just catching the minimum here in Rainy, Ohio. So guys, next is the source crate steering. Specifically, I want to highlight the ball bearing steering systems, alright? If you guys just get a kayak, just get a motor, and you're saying, hey, what is the best foot steering on the market? Roller bearing foot steering. Anything else, you're going to have friction. You're not going to be able to turn at higher speeds or higher throttle or higher torque. Such what stops you from turning is the torque. Roller bearing foot steering. Top of the pinnacle, I mean, no denying it. Wizard, right? Wizard's up there at the very, very top. Other than that, it's really just a wash, right? You have source crate. I've done great with them, but I am starting to wear it down. I fish a lot more than a lot of people that are going to be using them. I am very hard on my equipment, I run a lot of rivers, a lot of shallow, a lot of turns. But it's held up great other than your steering cable. Alright? I've gone through them all. I've tried all the Spectra cables, Spectra lines, Diamatized line. I've tried 550 cord. I've tried every line that I can get my hands on that's readily available to the public. I just now bit the bullet and went with steel cable. It's coated steel cable. It's the same exact one that comes in your Newport kits. I should have went that direction from the get-go, but we live and we learn. It's on there now. We're going to make an adjustment up here into the front hatch. This is my light kit, alright? I plug a DeWalt battery in it. I have front nav lights. Cool, good to go. These are an absolute game changer on the river. It's not a matter of when, right? It's, are you prepared? So get prepared, get yourself some dude wipes. This year, the first person out of the money for my local trail, we're hooking them up with some dude wipes. Alright, it's the crappiest place, right, to finish is first out of the money. So we're sending them home with a 3-pack of dude wipes. So these are great, whether you're cutting bait up or you have to go into the woods, you know, and relieve yourself, or you just been handling fish all day and you get like a catfish, or you get a mudfish, or you get a bowfin, or something that's just slimy, smelly. Dude wipes, right? What I do is I use them and I'll either bury them because they're biodegradable, or I will use them and put them in my kayak, you know, if it's just my hands, in my kayak, and I'll just empty them at the end of the day. But very, very simple. So my Newport runs power, right, from the Newport itself, the motor, right here to an Anderson connector, to a through-hole adapter kit. Pretty much you drill a hole through your kayak wherever you want it, and then you put a gasket and a piece of plastic that holds it in place, makes it waterproof. Goes through my hole. Right here, got ourselves a battery extension kit, or a friggin' 7 p.m. you have time to mow. But got ourselves a quick disconnect. Newport sells them. A lot of them go right on your battery. What I have done is I've used it as an extension. You plug both sides of the cable into it, and now you have an Anderson connector on there. Next up, guys, probably my favorite part of any Crescent kayaks, that is the drag strap. Integrated, it can be either as a handle or it can be used as an actual drag strap. It's very easy to tighten, loosen throughout the day. Stays out of the way, and it's always there when you need it. What I've done is I've tucked the extra inside my hull, just so I don't have to worry about it getting caught up or anything. And other than that, guys, really we just have nav lights on the front that are powered by those DeWalt batteries. one of these actually. One of these lithium 2 amp hour. This is a 20 volt. There was a silver thing connected to my yellow insert. That is a battery step down. It takes 20 volts, 16, whatever voltage, down to a 12, which is what my lights are. I get about 2-3 hours on the 1 amp hour. I get about 4 to 5 on the 2 amp hour, and I have an 8 amp hour. I haven't killed it yet, but for all you guys that do overnight fishing events and you need nav lights for 8-10 hours, that's the one to go with. So guys, you've seen it in recent videos, but I feel like every time we talk about this, it needs talked about, and that is your PFD. Any PFD is better than none. Any. I don't care if it's big and orange. I don't care if it's inflatable, right? Any PFD is better than none. If you're on the river, you need a PFD. You never know when you can go down some rapids, you hit a rock, you tumble out of your kayak keeps going, you know, you're disconnected from it. This, even if, you know, you hit your head or something and you become unconscious, your PFD will keep you at the surface. Whether that signals someone else to come help you, or whether that turns you over and allows you not to drown. Alright? This is how I have mine set up. Got your whistle, your noise making device. Got my GoPro mount. This is a clip 360 mount, right? Comes in those cheap GoPro starter kits. Does great for me. It's out of the way. The reason why I don't want it in the middle is because when you set the hook, that's the first place my hand goes, is right over the camera. So when I set the hook, your camera is above it. Got my Rogue phone tether, always needed. Took me one time with seeing someone else lose their $2,000 phone, work phone, and they had to replace it. This pocket is where I'll keep my battery pack. Again guys, I have my Nakua, keep me powered up all day. This is another thing, if you guys have any kind of anchor system on your kayak, you need some sort of cutter. This is a seatbelt cutter. If you were ever in the military of any sort, you got these pretty frequently, especially if you went on deployments and such. But it stays right there, out of the way. So it's my PFD. And guys, look at these nasty things. These are my cross kicks, alright? I have been using and abusing them. These are the 4 Ocean, alright? These are one of my favorite river shoes. I don't need them to be waterproof. All I need them to do is keep the rocks out and drain the water, which these are great at doing both. So whether you're a croc guy, whether you're like Merrill's, whether you're, you know, there's other kind of flip-flops, or if you're a barefooter, right? Look into these. These are great. They have a few different styles. Cross Kicks is the one who makes them. Again, this is the 4 Ocean collab. So, bought these hoping that the little bit that they donated from it actually helps somewhere doing something. But that's my river Shoalie build, guys. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, drop them below. If you guys want to know exactly how I rigged something, or any subtle changes you've made that helps you, let me know below. And again, if I ever do change this, which I probably will, we'll do another video showcasing how I did that, why. Alright? Other than that, guys, catch you later. Stay safe out there on the water.